Hello and welcome back. I was asked to look at College Algebra Homework Section 7-1, number 3. So it says to consider the given function, and it's a parabola, and it wants you to write the function in vertex form. So here's my quadratic function that they give me, and I know by looking that A is going to be 2. But I need to go after the vertex. So before I even get started, let's see. I'm going to look at h is always equal to negative b over 2a. So that's going to be 8 over 2 times 2, which is 8 over 4, which is 2. My k is going to be the function evaluated at 2. So I get 2 times 2 squared minus 8 times 2 minus 1. 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8. 8 minus 16 minus 1 is negative 9. So my vertex is 2, negative 9. And over here I know that A is 2, B was negative 8. I don't need those though. I know that A is 2. So the answer for part A will be 2 parentheses x minus 2 squared plus negative 9. Okay, identify the vertex. We just did that up there in green. It was 2, negative 9. Now to determine the x-intercept. To find x-intercept, you let y be 0. So solve 0 equals 2x squared minus 8x minus 1. And I'm going to just use the quadratic formula. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is 64, minus 4 times 2 times negative 1. So this can become plus 8, all over 2 times a, which is 2 times 2, which is 4. So I get x equals 8 plus or minus the square root of 64 plus 8. And 64 plus 8 is 72. Okay, will 72, square root of 72 simplify any? 72 is 2 times 36, and 36 is a perfect square. So I can write that as 6 root 2. So here we go. We've got 8 plus or minus 6 root 2. And instead of saying all over 4, I can divide both terms by 4. And I have 2 plus or minus 3 root 2 over 2. So my x-intercepts are going to be 3, what was it? Wait a minute. 2 plus 3 root 2 over 2, 2 plus 3 root 2 over 2, comma 0, and 2 minus 3 root 2 over 2, comma 0. Okay, for the y-intercept, you're going to let x be 0. So I've got y equals 2 times 0 squared minus 8 times 0 minus 1. So my y-intercept would be 0, comma, negative 1. Okay, I'm supposed to sketch the function. So 2, negative 9 is going to be, here's 2, negative 9. That was my vertex. It opens up. We do have a y-intercept here at negative 1. So that point goes here. And because of symmetry, I know that I'm going to have the point 4, negative 1 as well. So that's all I need to graph, I think. Oops, hold on. Now, I also have those two X-intercepts, but they are irrational numbers. Remember, they're 2 plus or minus 3 root 2 over 2. But I don't think I need those. For the axis of symmetry, remember it's always x equals negative b over 2a, which is also the same as the x value for the axis of symmetry, or sorry, the x value for the vertex. So it's x equals 2. Determine the minimum or maximum value of the function. That's going to be a minimum, and the minimum is negative 9. And then last but not least, write the domain and range. So the domain of a quadratic is always negative infinity to infinity. And the range, we have a minimum value, so we're going to start at negative 9 and go all the way up to infinity. Now let's see if we can go input this into our calc. So consider the function. Write it in vertex form. And we said it was 2x minus 2 squared minus 9. Oop. Now do the vertex. The vertex is 2, negative 9. Part 3, the x-intercepts. Okay, here they go. My y value was 0. My x value, let's say 2 plus or minus 3 root 2 over 2. So 2 plus 3 square root 2 over 2. If there's more than one answer, separate with commas. So then I'm going to go over here and say comma. Here's another ordered pair. The y value is 0. And I'm going to do 2 minus 3 square root 2 over 2. All right. The y-intercept was 0, negative 1. And now sketch. So I need to do parabola. Place the vertex at 2, negative 9. And then I'm going to go here at 0, negative 1. And there we go. Now check. Axis of symmetry is x equals 2. It has a minimum value. The minimum value was negative 9. And the domain, remember, is negative infinity to infinity. And the range would be including negative 9 up to infinity. And that's it. Hope that helped.